I'm very glad to have been invited by the Russian Embassy to say a few words on Russia Day. Я очень рад, что мы здесь сегодня. I'm very glad that we're here today. That's what I would have said at an event or a reception in the past, but now in a time of coronavirus, to be here means to be at home. And I'm at home in front of 3 paintings by a contemporary Russian artist, Valentina Zhugova, each of which refers to a feast in the religious calendar, in the Christian calendar. So on my left here we have the swings, which are a feature of St. Peter's Day at the end of June in Russia. In the middle we have the Holy Mother protecting Russia with her pokrov, with this robe. And on my right hand side we have the sleighs, the bobsleighs of St. Catherine's Day, a winter feast. So I'm here not just as a former ambassador to the Russian Federation, but as someone with a great interest in Russian culture and literature, and especially in the links between Irish and Russian literature. The links, and I might say the affinities, the points of comparison. So I'm going to show you another image now, which is the cover of a book. This is Gondola. It's my translation of a play by Nikolai Gumilyov. And I'd like to say a word about it. Gumilyov came to see Yeats in 1917. It was an effort to create an association of writers and artists to bring the First World War to an end. A very brave effort which, as we know, didn't succeed. And this play, Gondola, was Gumilyov's manifesto. And it's a play about an Irish poet who comes to Viking Iceland. He's a Christian and a poet, and he hopes to transform the violent culture of the Vikings. It's a somewhat fictional account of Icelandic history, but it makes the point that Gumilyov wanted to make about Europe during the First World War. And this play was quoted on many occasions, for example by Anna Akhmatova in her great poem written during the Siege of Leningrad, Poem Without a Hero, and it was also quoted by Mandelstam before his arrest in the 1930s. The link with Ireland is renewed in Seamus Heaney's Nobel lecture, because Seamus says that he formed his own view of the role of the poet in society through his study of Akhmatova and Mandelstam. Now I'd like to say another word about the image. This is a mosaic in Mullingar Cathedral. If you go to Mullingar Cathedral, it's at the top on the left-hand side. And it was done in the 1950s by the Russian mosaic artist Boris Anrep. Anrep had been Akhmatova's very close friend. Some people think the most important relationship of her life was her friendship with Anrep. And he left Russia after the revolution when Akhmatova decided that it was her calling to stay in Russia. And when Anrep was given this commission in Ireland, he asked to do St. Anne, Anna, the mother of Mary, so that he could do a portrait of the young Akhmatova. So this is Anna Akhmatova in Mullingar Cathedral. And when I was in Moscow, we had the great moment when a Russian company sponsored a replica of this mosaic, and we brought it home to the house on the Fontanka, which for me was an amazingly moving occasion. I've mentioned Akhmatova and Mandelstam and Gumilyov. Yet another of their contemporaries was interested in Ireland, and that was Pasternak. Pasternak had studied the story of St. Patrick, cast among strangers, and in the early drafts of Zhivago, the lead character is Patrick Zhivago. He only became Yuri Zhivago in later drafts. And there's a connection between the Zhivago story and the first interchanges between Irish and Russian writers, and I'm going to end with this little story. It concerns Thomas Moore, because in the film, David Lean's film Dr. Zhivago, there's a scene on a railway platform where Zhivago is playing music. Zhivago and his daughter are famous for their mastery of the ukulele, and the song they play is a Moore's melody in its Russian version, Those Evening Bells. So right at the heart of this iconic film, you have the Moore connection. Thomas Moore was translated by, I think, 40 different Russian poets in the 19th century. And I think most Russian people know this song. So I'd like to end by this short performance as a symbol of the cultural friendship between Ireland and Russia. Wieczerny dzwon, wieczerny dzwon, как много дум наводит он, о юных днях в краю родном, где я любил, где отчий дом, и как я с ним навек простаюсь.